So Starmer announced that for special forces in the UK to be prepared to go to Ukraine. So Starmer, as we know, he's a globalist. The UK is dominated by globalists, as of the rest of Western Europe, Canada, and other countries to various degrees. So from the UK's perspective, Russia is not a conventional threat. Now, there's a possibility of nuclear war or of non-conventional warfare like cyber attacks or possibly a naval battle, but traditionally the Brits were always known as the naval world power, and for a long time the world superpower in terms of their navy. Now, I'm not a military expert, but what I've heard and I've read a little bit that the British Navy isn't up to par, at least not to their standards. They don't have quite the forces that they used to have. Nonetheless, like any major country, they do have a special forces. They have sort of an expeditionary force, or not an expeditionary force, but rather a force that they can go in and cause disruptions. So the forces in the UK, the special forces, have been placed on high alert for possible deployment in Ukraine. Why? Like I said, Russia is not a conventional threat. The conflict is of interest to globalism. So if they're being deployed to Ukraine, they're not fighting for the British, they're fighting for the cause of globalism more than anything. And my guess is that this is a small force that is going to cause either disruption or to train people in Ukraine to continue to fight in Ukraine. Probably just to cause disruption. Starmer is unpopular and really needs to go. If the previous elections in Germany and in Romania are any indication, that they're going to find some way to manipulate the election process to ensure that some globalist remains in charge. And because, like I said, these are globalist countries. There's an old saying that you can vote in socialism, but you have to fight your way out. And unfortunately, in Europe, there's a long fight ahead to get out of the type of tyranny that they're in right now. So, anyway, we're all hoping this war to end soon. This is really a war by and for the globalists against Russia. Not saying Russians or the Russian government are angels either. There's a lot of things that could be reformed, but certainly there's a lot that can be reformed in the West that needs to be done internally.